Hi, everybody. Welcome to All the Joy. Hello, the private lounge. We're over here like 10 minutes into a conversation. Hey, Cynthia's in the house. We're in the house. How you guys doing?
Doing good.
Good.
All right, you guys are going to keep being chatty, right? Like you just were? I wanted to talk a little bit about pet peeves, which might go into some of what we were talking about earlier today with work.
I got a hold.
Oh, no. Cynthia did her homework.
I sure did.
Let's start with you. Go ahead.
Oh, pet peeves. Oh, where we started? From work? Work pet peeves?
We can just start with all the pet peeves that bother Cynthia. No, let's start with work. Let's start with work.
All right. Let's see. What do I have here? Work. Oh, micromanaging. I hate micromanaging, but the worst part about it is when they do it over the phone and can't even get up from their desk to walk 5 doors down to your office to talk to you. They call you. Did you do this? Oh, what about this? And how about that? Knowing you already did it.
I know.
Yeah.
I hate micromanaging as well. And I try not to do it. But yeah, my clients do that to me all the time. Micromanage.
But in my situation, it's like we went from having 2 employees in my office, me and the other woman, doing all this work. And now it's just me for the past, month now? And it's like, in a month, you haven't even tried to come and help me or find me any help, but you're going to micromanage me, knowing I'm doing everything correctly because the doctor is aware I'm doing everything correctly and is very pleased with my work.
I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Just today, I get a call from the jefe, and he's like, what about this order? And I'm like, what order? Please enlighten me. He always does it. He never gives me all the details so I can figure out what he's talking about. Or he'll be like looking at something. He's like, did you take care of this guy? And I'm like, who? What? And it might not have been today. I'm like, give me a second to figure out what you're talking about since you ain't going to tell me. I got to figure it out. And you're wasting time.
Mind reading. That's a whole other one. So it's not just micromanaging. It's like you're supposed to be a mind reader with these motherfuckers. My clients do that all the time.
So he's like, well, did you tell the shipping guy about this? How's it supposed to ship? And I was like, yeah, I sent him a message on Teams. Go look. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, just make sure you stay on top of this, okay? I'm like, now you feel stupid. So you have nothing to say. So just stay on top of it.
I can't stand that. My thing is the mind reading though. Like one of my clients will be like, Carmen, that report that we talked about, this man is constantly with motherfucking reports. Like every 5 minutes, it's a new report he needs. And then I'll be like, I'll get to it. It's on the list. I always say it's on the list because the list is like, 35 things long. And then like randomly out of nowhere, like I'll be walking by to go to the bathroom or something. And he'll just ask me, and I'm supposed to know off the top of my head, not only which report that he's talking about, but whatever numbers. And I'm not that person. Everybody knows I am not somebody who retains shit in my head, especially shit that don't matter to me in my life. Like, I don't care about your business. I work for you, but I need to go look it up. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not retaining that shit, but he gets so mad.
There's another thing he said. He calls yesterday. He goes, about a month ago, I told you to go through, it's our biggest customer, and there's a lot of old credit cards in there, and we can't see the credit card number except for the last 4 numbers and the expiration. So it's like, I ain't gonna see that part. But he's like, there's so many old ones in there. Can you go through that today? And I'm like, today? Like, do you know how many is in there since 2019? Okay. So I did. I spent like literally half the day doing it. And then the next day, I ain't gonna lie, I forgot about it. Plus, it's not a huge priority. It's nothing customer-wise needed to do right now. So
right.
Well, I see a whole bunch of them still in here. Did you ever do it? I was like, I spent half the day doing it. And so then I was like, let me see if I can finish it now. It was maybe like 15 left to go. Out of 300 maybe. I'm like, what the heck?
It's never good enough. It's never good enough. What about unnecessary meetings? We have those all the time. Meetings that can be 15 minutes, like should just be 15 minutes.
Yep. And it shouldn't be a PowerPoint presentation where they're just reading what's on the screen. For that, you could just send it to me in an email. I can print it out if I need it, and I can read it myself.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's a big one, a big waste of time that people do. I think that's a power thing.
Yeah.
You know, I need
Especially
everyone.
if they're so monotone. If they're so monotone and I'm there like falling asleep, and I'm just like, oh my God, if you're not excited about this, how can I be?
Right. Okay, that's just wrong. But I think it's like a power thing where people are like, you know, oh, we have to have a meeting. Let's sit down. Let's schedule me something. And like I always see one of my clients is always telling their assistant, schedule me something. Just fit it in. And I'm like, bitch, we don't need to have no conversation with him. It's all good. He can call me tomorrow between 9 and 10 and I can tell him everything he needs to know. You know what I mean? Like there is no need. Or I could just walk over there right now, tell him while he's sitting there doing nothing and tell him we don't need to get 25 people together. It is annoying. The unnecessary meetings are.
He used to do that, but of course I work from home. So he would just put it on speakerphone and they'd have their meeting. Like I barely hear what they're saying because they're probably not even near the phone. And I'm like, okay, listening for something pertinent to me.
That's a big reason for why people want people back in the office, though, too. I do believe there is something beneficial to having people in the office, but I think it has to be a hybrid situation if it can be at this point in time. I mean, your job's a little bit different, Cynthia, because you work in pathology and there are medical fields and, you know, like you can't do construction from home. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you work in the construction field or whatever, you probably have to do that on site. I'm just saying. But there are some jobs that can be done on a hybrid situation. But I do think part of the creative process, especially when you're with a team of people, is very different than when you're on a Zoom call. You know, I think our energy would be really cool if we were in person or not. We might actually hate each other. You know what I mean? I know, right? What about pet peeves you have with friends? Everyone here excluded, of course. Everyone here. Like, what is your pet peeve with Mario and Alma? No. No. Just in general, do you guys have pet peeves with some of your friends?
When they don't, two of them. One, when they don't listen. Like they'll come to you with all their issues and want you to listen and give them all the advice. But when it's your turn, oh, I'm too busy, or I got to do this, or you know, they just don't have time to listen to your drama. And the other one is knowing your audience. Like, for instance, if they're your friends, they should know what type of music you listen to, right? And let's say they're going to a concert and it's a genre that you just don't like. If it's a country music,
which we all know I love.
Right. And I say, Carmen, I have tickets. Let's go to a country thing.
Jamboree,
and you say no, right? and you say no, right? And then I never ask you again to go to any other type of concert. It's like, if you know I don't like that, why invite me to that? But then ones that I do like, you don't invite me to.
Right.
You know, so.
Speaking of listening, like a pet peeve of mine is, so let's say I said to my friend at Marco Polo, because I like that video thing, you could just record and they watch whenever at their convenience and back and forth. And I'll be like, I'll say, oh, my mom had to go to the hospital for some, I'll make an example. I'm going to go to the hospital. He's not fully listening. And then he'll come back and be like, oh, I'm sorry your mom got the sniffles. I'm like, I said she went to the hospital. What is wrong with you? Like, you're not listening clearly.
Yeah, that's not paying attention. For those people who don't know what Marco Polo is, because I swear to God, Rick, you're the only person I know who uses Marco Polo. It's like WhatsApp or Signal, which is you can just leave a voice note or you can leave a video message and then somebody can answer you back at their own convenience. I've never heard of Marco Polo till Rick said it, and I've never heard anyone else talk about it. I think it's your own secret app. I don't know. I think one of my pet peeves with my friends, first of all, I don't think I have that many friends. I have a lot more acquaintances than I do friends, but that's a whole other conversation. But I'll say this. I think a lot of people mean well, but they don't follow through. So a lot of my friends or a lot of acquaintances will say things like, no, I got you. I'll support you. I'm going to subscribe to your Substack, right? Like, I got you, Carmen. I'll subscribe to your YouTube or whatever it is. I support you 100%. But then they don't do it. And then what's worse is you do it again and they don't do it. And it's like, you don't have to support my stuff, but also don't kiss my ass in front of me. You know what I mean? Like, because I'll tell you what, I'm not going to support your shit if I don't want to support your shit. I'm not. I'm not going to lie to you about it. Like, I'm trying to think, who is it that I recently said, well, you know what? I'll use an example here. This isn't what I was thinking of, but Rick, you and I, we get along on so many levels, but one of the things I don't really do is, and you know, I am supporting you right now because I'm going to promote rickcosta.com, but you have a whole religious kind of thing that you do on an everyday, but it's just not my thing. So I'm not going to pretend and be like, I got you. I'm going to support you 100%, whatever, right? You know how I feel about it. Now I support you as a person and in your creativity, and I support you because I know you're not doing no harm to nobody. You know what I mean? And so, but you see what I'm saying, right? Like there's no lies between us, but people will continuously be like, yes, I will support everything you do, Carmen. And I'm like, so how come you're not on our YouTube channel, All About the Joy? How come you don't listen to our podcast?
I learned this when I was on the Periscope days. Public service announcement. If you go do stuff online, your friends and family will not be there.
But why?
It's crazy. Like, if they did it, I would, but
unless I didn't agree with it 100%. Like I come and visit your show. I just want for the people listening, I do come and visit your show and I do listen once in a while. I do, you know that, because I'll come in and say hi, especially when you do the games, because I like that part. But yeah, but then why say that you're going to support someone 100% if you're not gonna?
Yeah, exactly. Yep, that's annoying.
I feel like Cynthia's being very quiet because she's one of those people who says she's going to support stuff. Is that what's happening? No.
Another thing I don't like, and this is just a general thing, is like with anybody, friends, family, whoever, is if you go out to dinner, you go to the movies or whatever, and they're just on the phone, always on their phone.
Oh,
but then when you say, "Oh, did you get my text?" No, I never got it. I never read it. Really? Because you're always on your phone.
You know what? I love Andrea with all my heart, but she does that shit all the time. I'll be like, did you get my email or my text? And she'll be like, oh, I've been so busy. But when we go out to dinner, she is one of those people who's like, 1 second. I'm like, do I have a different, like, is there some notification sound that's like, it's just Carmen, ignore that shit?
Here it goes to spam.
Like, I love her with all my heart, but I'm like, okay, you just ignore me because you know I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, whatever, girl, it's fine. But she does that shit all the time. I thought you were going to say something else. I can't stand when you go out with quote unquote family and friends to dinner and we all about to eat and then people be all cheap and shit. Like, do not go out to dinner with me and start splitting that fucking bill based on like, I only had water and a salad. Like, don't come to eat with me then. Don't. You know what I mean? Like, I don't mind splitting the bill if that's the agreement we had at the beginning, but I cannot stand cheap people. I can't stand it. And if we're going to go eat, we're going to go eat. Don't come and eat no water and salad because you can't. Just say you can't afford it, then I'll pay the shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, okay, you know how I am, Cynthia, when it comes to food. So wait, do you guys, when you guys go out to eat, do you guys normally split the bill or what do you do? Because maybe I'm out of touch with things. I don't know.
You split it.
Okay, but do you split it like based on what you ate or do you?
No, evenly. Just if there's 4 of us, we'll split it between the 4 of us.
Okay, right. I usually will pick up the bill. I usually will just pick up the bill. If I'm going out to eat, like, and I said, let's go out to eat because I like to eat. But yeah, Rick, what's your flavor when it comes to food? I know you don't go out to eat a lot, but.
Right. I mean, as far as the bill, like as soon as they come, start asking us what you want, I immediately say, how we paying for this?
Oh no. Okay.
Because some people, they'll be like,
Okay.
lobster, shrimp, several cups of wine. I'm like, okay, I'm a little bit hungry, but I ain't that hungry. What are you doing?
Okay. I just want to be clear right now, Rick. If we ever going out to eat, like when we all get together at our studio, wherever, and you know what I mean, we're doing our in studio podcast live stream or whatever, and we go out to eat, you will not say that. I got you. Okay, I will pay for it. Okay, we're not gonna be ghetto.
Me
like
and Carmen will already have talked about it. We'll be like, if I got it or you got it, like,
I know.
and we'll deal with it after.
We'll do it. Yeah, because I can't handle it. I don't know what you know what it is I don't look at, I grew up poor. I mean, I guess we all kind of did, but I grew up poor. And I think what I don't like is the stigma that comes with that. And it's also, I think, being a woman of color who grew up poor, there's also this thing like, I don't want you to ever believe in any way, shape, or form that I am cheap. All the stereotypes that you think about poor people. And I do think that's where it comes from. I will stand on whatever it is that I have to in order to make sure you understand that I am not cheap. Like, and if that means I can't go out to dinner with you because I can't afford it, I'm going to tell you straight up, you know what, I can't afford it today, but have a lovely time. But I'm sure as hell not going to go to dinner and then be like, you know what I mean? Like, can I just have a water? You know what I mean? Like, no.
I think in my case, because there's certain family members that will take advantage of that. And they will every time, and I already know they're cheap, period, in life. And they will order $40, $50 worth of food, knowing they're only going to have to pay $20.
Okay, but why would you go? Okay, so this is where you and I are different. And I think Cynthia's the same way. Why would you go out to dinner with them again? Like, show me once.
Family thing.
Oh, yeah, no. We could be family, but we ain't going to dinner. Like, Cynthia.
You could always, but Rick, you can always say, like, if you guys do that dinner again, say to the waiter, can my check be separate?
Yeah.
I've done that.
Yeah, you could do separate checks. That's cool too.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Hey, bro, come here.
Right.
Yeah. But Cynthia, you know there are people I will not go to dinner with. I will not go to dinner with people. Cynthia knows who they are. I will not go to dinner with certain people. You showed me once who you is. Yep. We done.
Yep.
Not doing it. Oh, that's interesting. What else? Other things with family. I was talking about just things that I remember growing up, kind of it wasn't my pet peeve, but I would get yelled at if I didn't take the lights off. You know what I mean? Like, I remember that was like and so now I have a habit of doing that, to the extent that one of the people I work with the other day, she's like, every time you leave my office, you turn the lights off. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I do. I take, no matter where I am, I'm always taking off lights. So she actually, she was right, because she'll just go to the bathroom and then I'll be getting up to leave. Like, because I'm not there all day. You know what I mean? I visit my clients and I'll get my bags up and I'll just turn off the lights and lock and shut the door, and she'll come back from the bathroom and like, what are you doing? And it is her office. I'm just visiting.
Oh my God, I'm the same way. I hate it. So one has a tendency of leaving the light on in the bathroom, and it drives me crazy.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah.
Oh my God, it drives me up the wall.
Okay, we're the problem. We're the problem. You know what I mean? Like, I am the problem. I am the issue. I am the drama. I'm the drama.
In my case, it used to be mom that did that, and now we've reverted. Now I'm the one that's like, why is this on? Why are you going to leave this TV on in your bedroom? You ain't going to be in the bedroom until tonight. Like, why are you doing that? But Portuguese people, first generation Portuguese people, we are very interesting because we say things that drive Americans crazy. Like, open, close the lights. Can you open the light? Can you close the light? And everybody's like, really? Open the light?
Because it's the translation.
Turn it on, like, because in Portuguese you do say it that way, but in English you don't. That doesn't make sense. To turn on or turn off. You don't open and close the light. So it's like a funny thing with us.
I think it happens too, though, because I think Beata, also because she's Polish, she's from Poland, she has some of those word changes as well, because it's you're directly translating instead of is it idioms or whatever? You know, there are all these idioms in certain languages. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, turn open the light. Is that what you say? Oh, you say open the light.
Open air or close the light. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's funny. All right, pet peeves in relationships. Let's get down and dirty.
Mm.
Okay, all right, I'll make it easy. With friends.
I mean, it could be similar,
Yeah.
Friends or lovers. What is your pet peeve with Juan? Let's just talk specifically about Juan.
Let's see, the light switch.
No, don't talk about Juan. I'm kidding.
Should I list them all?
I know, right? No. What are pet peeves though with anything like relationships, friends? This
might sound weird, right? But like if I'm hosting a dinner in my house, like for Thanksgiving, let's say.
Okay.
And
I've never been invited to, but go ahead.
Oh, hush. And let's say, I want to clean up or everyone's, putting their dishes away, whatever. And somebody starts cleaning my kitchen and starts washing the dishes. I don't like that. I know that they're trying to help me, but it's like, I want to do that. Like, leave it alone.
Okay,
just enjoy the time.
That's you being anal. That's not being a pet peeve.
I'd love it. Yeah, go clean my bathroom too while you at it.
Rick, high five, baby. Don't leave it hanging. Go ahead. Bitch, clean. Go ahead. No. I hear you, but here's the thing. I think, again, not to be bringing up Andrea. I think Mia too. Mia and Andrea, they're all the same way. But you have to tell people because from my point of view, especially when I went to I used to always go to Mia's in New York, right? In Pennsylvania to go for Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. And I mean, and her husband would pay for my first class flight out there and hotel. So I'd have to stay with them with their children. Like, that's how sweet they were. So you think I'm going to walk into her house and eat and not be like, how can I clean and help?
I know.
It was such a kindness that they were making sure I was with them and he was paying. So you want to help. But, at one point, Mia was like, it's all good, Carmen. Just go relax. You feel me? And I was like, she's trying to spin it like I'm family. But she's like, bitch, get the hell out my kitchen is what I was hearing. You know what I mean? Like, that was the subtext.
But it's funny, though, because when I do go to other people's houses, I always want to help them clean up. And so, it's a weird thing.
But how come you don't just tell people? You should just tell them. I know now. I tell them.
Oh. I tell them, just leave it there. And they're like, no, it's fine. I'm like,
oh, you're talking about Teresa, huh?
No, I just.
What are you talking about? You're talking about Teresa.
No, I have my pet peeves with her.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Again, we're not talking about individual people in a negative way, Teresa. No. What are your pet peeves? But Teresa's always kind that way. She always wants to clean.
Oh yeah. No, it's funny. It's a funny thing that I have with her. A pet peeve is that she always wants to save paper towels. Like she'll reuse the paper towels because she doesn't want to waste them. And I'm like, throw it away.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's a weird ism, but I think that's from culture. That's from growing up poor in Honduras and wanting to save everything. Like, I have somebody who saves plastic bags. So like, let's say you put, I don't know, like whatever, you put nuts. I forget what I had like cashews in a baggie, like a sandwich bag or whatever, because the box was this big and there was only, so I put them in a sandwich bag or whatever. And so when we were finished eating, I think it was cashews or something. We were finished eating the cashews. I went to go throw the thing. I put it on the counter, and the next minute later, she was in there, and I'm saying who it is, washing out the plastic sandwich bag, like a Ziploc sandwich bag, putting it inside out and then putting it in the rack for it to dry so I can use it again. She's like, it was just nuts. And I'm like, yeah, but they were in, I don't know. They're like, she's right. But you throw it out here in the United States. We waste a lot, but they're not wrong. But I still can't. Right. I can't. Like, wouldn't you guys throw it away?
I would throw it away. Juan would save it.
Oh, really?
He
Mm-hmm.
would, because it was
He
just
would.
nuts. It was just
Yep.
cashews.
Yep. And then I'm always there throwing it away.
Yeah, that paper towels is hard though, because that's wet and it's dirty. Oh, but it's drying it, I guess.
It's dry. Yeah.
I'll never forget watching Oprah one time,
Look
and
at Rick's face.
I guess the show was about cheap people, and there was a guy that he would take the toilet roll, the entire thing, and split it if it was a 2-ply.
Oh, stop
Then
it.
he put it up. Then Oprah's like, "But wouldn't you just double it up anyway? Isn't that a stupid waste of time?"
Yeah,
basically,
that's a
like,
waste of
Right.
That's crazy. Right, because you could just take
Wow.
one little piece of the 2-ply and not, yeah.
Right.
We're going down a whole other road. I don't want to go down. But here's the thing. I'm going to just say, because I do want to defend people. The people I'm talking about, I don't think it's about being cheap, because Teresa is not cheap.
No, she's not.
She's not
Absolutely
cheap at all, but it's about culture. It's about growing up and learning that. And here's the thing. You know what the truth is? I mean, we all would throw it away with the cashews, right? I had cashews in the bag, but she's not wrong. And this wasn't Teresa. This was somebody else. They're not wrong. It was just you could save it and use it for something else. But I think because as Americans, we don't really recycle in that way. And we're not thoughtful in that way.
Yeah.
You know?
There was a meme saying, it was about Latinos. Latinos saving the planet one paper towel or t-shirt at a time. And you see them saving the paper towel, saving the plastic bag, using an old t-shirt as a mop.
Yeah.
Or like to clean the furniture and stuff like that, which is what we used to do as kids.
Yeah.
And you just wash it and reuse it.
Well, a t-shirt is better to clean anyway. People don't understand that I'm going to be careful what I say. When my home is clean, that's actually what they're using. Because it's old school, but it's better because it picks up all the dust better and everything too. So that's also smart. But yeah, it's true. I think there's a lot of things. I think we waste a lot as Americans, but we also, and I'm saying this as an American myself, we're also not that smart because those things actually work.
Right.
You know? I did not know we were going to go down this avenue. Basically dissing all Americans and how we function in society. Sorry.
I tell you another pet peeve. We already mentioned this with jobs is the mind reading thing. Like I can't tell you how many times with relationship, you should just know.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't.
Right.
You should know, but I didn't. And then have a whole big fight about something that I didn't know because I'm not a mind reader. Unless you tell me, I don't know.
Is that the difference between men and women, though? Like, remember that whole book, Mars versus Venus or something, where they talk about how men communicate in caves? I don't even know. I don't remember the book. I did read it once, but and I think there were some aspects of it on reading it as a woman on the man's side. I got it. It's about how to communicate with each other, you know? And I'm actually the type of person, even though I talk a lot, I do. When I'm in a relationship and we get into a fight, and you guys know this because I've had little arguments with each of you, I need a minute. I'm not going to keep fighting with you. I will be quiet and need to get away for a day or so, and then we can get back to it. And Cynthia's.
What about me?
You are. You're. When we have our little. When we had, I think, one fight. Did we have one?
Yeah.
Fight?
One argument.
Was it one argument? Do you remember? I don't even remember what it was about.
I don't even remember.
I don't either. But Cynthia gets mad, she don't want to talk to you at all. Like she just gets really quiet. Like
I think I saw you in a little bit of a retreat mode the other day. We were talking about La La Land, and you were the only one that liked it.
All right.
He's like, I hated it. And Cynthia's like, yes.
It's like,
and you're like, huh?
But you know what? Well, here's my thing about that. So you're right. I do, because I'm not going to fight with people, and I'm certainly not going to fight with a majority of people about something. And I'm going to say this and I know it's going to get people really upset. I know. When it comes to art, I think hating something, it's kind of like, we kid around. I say I hate country music, but I would never disrespect it. And I would never dismiss it or dismiss other people for hating it. You know what I mean? Like, and I actually respect country music, as much as I kid around about hating it or whatever. And I think that's what it is. It's kind of, I don't like when people, all right, I'm going to defend it this way as well. When you're on a movie set and you see how much work it takes to create something so magnificent, and then you see something like La La Land or whatever it is, it doesn't matter, Star Trek, it doesn't matter, whatever it is you want to, when you see how it's made, even if it's bad, you know how much work it took to do it. Mm-hmm. And I will honestly tell you, La La Land may not be your flavor, but it's one of those movies or one of those moments in time where people either love it or they hate it. It just is what it is. You know what I mean? And I'm just saying respect it. And I think that's what you felt. There was a part of me was heartbroken by hearing, and I know we were being funny and it was funny, whatever, but it first of all, I was shocked at that much. Like, of all the movies you could pick to hate, I was like, that threw me for a loop, Trash, basura. It was so funny. But I think that's kind of the thing too, is like, for me, I'm also, I studied film in college. Y'all know I came out here to I love film. So there are very few films that you're ever going to hear me talk about in that negative kind of nasty way. I would never, I may not like something. I may dislike it. It may not be my genre. It may not be something I think is well made, but I would never be that angst about it. Does that make sense? And I know you guys are being funny, but and the fucking Mario was hilarious. I saw that trash. And I think I did the clip for that, right? Because it was so funny. But yeah,
what movie was that? Because we didn't say it in the clip.
Yeah.
Oh, the first clip, because I used it as a teaser. The first clip for people to come and see the Sunday show. Because I'm trying to do new things. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of a great example. Like, one of my clients, screamed and yelled at me and two other people in a meeting. And everyone's first reaction is they think I'm going to get up and start screaming back, or I'm going to, and I got up and walked away. And I'm just like, when you can respect me, we can have a conversation, but I'm not going to scream back and forth with people. I mean, I've done it, but you know what I'm saying? So yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I need a minute.
I think I tend to not automatically trash something. I instead go to, but what if we did it like this? And I see the possibilities and like, oh, this could be better if we did it like this. Instead of just trashing something, that's trash, I don't like it. My brain goes to, how could we have made it better? Like, that's kind of how my brain goes to.
Or is it possible that it's just not your thing? Like, I don't have to make anything better. Like, it doesn't matter how much you love whatever horror movie you love. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, there is nothing going to make it better except that it's a different movie that isn't about horror. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not my thing. It's also like when I go to the museum or something and I see, who is it Picasso? Is it Picasso who did all the kind of, I don't know. It's not just abstract, but it's like everyone's face is like crooked and it's Picasso. Right? And everyone's like, oh my God. And I'm like, yeah, not my thing. I see nothing in that for me. I think it's weird. It's deranged. It makes no sense. And yet if you look at Pollock, and if you don't know who Pollock is, but Pollock did all the drops of paint on canvas, which is just like chaotic mess. And he was an alcoholic and he's probably high half the time when he was doing it. But for me, that's also considered abstract art. But for me, I love it because it's colorful. I see patterns, even though there's in chaos. And even though in my head and in my heart, that makes sense to me, that to me, Picasso is ridiculous. Like not ridiculous. I respect the art, but you know what I mean? Like, I have no joy in it. I'm like, yeah, that doesn't work for me. But yet Pollock is just a mess of, and I'm like, that's lovely. I would pay $1 million for that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. When I first saw Picasso stuff, not realizing that's kind of a style in and of itself.
Yes.
My first thought was, whose 4-year-old drew that?
I agree. I mean, look, I'm not trying to diss Picasso. I'm just saying that's kind of the difference. But yeah, I had the same feeling and the same kind of, and also I kept thinking like this is somebody with like issues of the human spirit. You know what I mean? Like that's where I went. You know, like why else would you break up someone's face and do that? And you know, and again, that's what art does. That's the beauty of it. You know, yeah. Yeah, it was shocking.
And they recently have somebody sell something for like a ton of money, and all it was a banana with tape to the wall or something. Or
that's the most recent.
I'm like, you are kidding me, right? No.
Yeah, and then they did a Super Bowl commercial with Chris Hemsworth eating the banana. That was the art. That was the art piece. You didn't see it?
Yes.
It's like all the Chris's. I think it was like Chris Hemsworth or Chris Pratt or something. I don't know. There was, I don't know who was in the commercial, but basically they're walking around a museum or something. And all of a sudden, you know, they see that piece, which is the banana with the silver tape across it. And they're like, whatever. And then, you know, they shoot to something else. And then Chris comes over with the banana and he's eating it. And then the other, I forget who the other actor was. I don't know why I think it's Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt.
I don't know who it was, but the other actor's like, what did you do? And he's like, I was hungry or something.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. That's a great example of a piece of art that I honestly, I don't get why it's so like, enough for people to spend millions of dollars. I understand why the artist made the piece, even if but why would anyone want to buy that for millions of dollars? Like you could do it yourself at home. I'm just like, I could do it myself.
I think it's like a one-time, like a first time, one-time thing. Cause then I'm going to do that too. I'm going to put a tape on the apple, whatever, but nobody's going to care because it's already been done before.
I know, but I don't, but you see what I'm saying? Like, so then I don't get it, right? Like I'm over here like being like, can you subscribe to my Substack? Right? Don't worry about paying like $8 a month or something. Just do the free one. And here are people putting a fucking banana with a piece of tape over it and getting zillions of dollars, you know? And here I am spending like 4 days writing my first article, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, it's just interesting. That's the brilliance of art, right? So yeah, I will say, getting back to the pet peeve thing, I think that's one of my pet peeves is when people disrespect, especially, it's not just art, but for me, because I love film so much, it hurts me. I don't know, but that's why you saw me retreat when that happened. First of all, I was shook by the movie, but it was also like, I've always loved Hollywood. It's always been a part of me, and being on set. And you guys have been on set. You've seen movies being shot or whatever, and it's fascinating, right? And I think when you see how many thousands of people, especially for La La Land, but for any movie that it takes to just create a movie, even if it's horror, I'm like, okay, not my thing, but respect, you know. I'd love to film a movie, and I'm hoping to create at least a script for it. And I would love to do that, but it takes a lot of work and a lot of money.
Yeah. And a lot of people, and
Now I'm sad. I'm like, I'm never going to be able to create a movie or something. I want to. I think it'd be so cool. I have a storyline in place to do it. And yeah, again, it's that thing like, you know what my pet peeve is? Can I tell you that everything takes money? Yeah. If you don't have money, you can't do jack.
Unless you got a banana.
Somebody has to give you the money for that banana with what's that silver tape called? I keep calling it silver tape.
Duct tape.
Duct tape. Yeah, I keep calling it silver tape.
Okay. That's all it was just plain duct tape.
It's duct tape. It's a banana with duct tape. And here's the thing, you have to change out the banana every few months. That's part of the art piece because the banana is rotten or ripe. I'm like, I'm just saying. I think one of my pet peeves is that the world functions on money, and I still wouldn't do anything differently than the way I have done it my entire life because it's all I could do is pursue my dreams the way I could. Because somebody was asking me the other day, would you say it's more important for young people today to try to make as much money as possible before they pursue their dream? And I'm like, I don't even know if I could have ever done that. I don't think I could have ever just been like, okay, my focus has to be making a lot of money and then I'll go and pursue my dream. Because I think when you have a passion and a dream, that's what encompasses you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But this world is all about money. And unless you know somebody who gives a real shit about your banana and duct tape art piece.
I think that's why we like Star Trek so much, because that's passe. There's no, let me get paid. No, paid. What's that? What's that?
Well, the power structure is different, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that's kind of what it is. And I mean, so we're only talking about the enterprise, the world of the enterprise we see and what we think the Federation is like, right? And what the world is like. Cynthia is like, do I even need to be here? But you've seen Star Trek, so you understand. Yeah. But money, there's not a money thing. It's not like, I need to create a Shakespearean play and I have to charge people. No, you just go and work on it and then you invite people and you do your thing, you know?
Right.
But I said this the other day, if it wasn't money, it would be something else in order to succeed, because it seems to be the way in which humans are. Everything is about, if I give you something, you have to give me something in return to get that thing, right? So if you need wood to make your house and I have the wood, I can't just give it to you for free because maybe I need eggs and maybe you have a chicken or something. I don't know. I'm not trying to be so simplistic about it, but when you think about how this, especially in our country, capitalism, how it all started, I mean, I think that's kind of the thing is we don't do things just to do them out of the graciousness of our heart and because we want you to succeed, which is what the story of Star Trek is, right? It's like they want Data to succeed so badly at being human. They're like, yes, read this book. Yes, try this. Yes, play this musical instrument. And so he just does it. Mm-hmm. They do that because they want him to succeed. We don't do that in this country, especially, but we don't do that in the world. We don't do anything without getting something for it. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying.
No, it's true. That's true.
I think there's always been bartering. That's from a time. So it's, but yeah, so I saw somebody posting something the other day that their electricity had gotten cut off. They didn't have the money and they're freezing. They're really cold and the refrigerator food's getting spoiled. And it was like, I felt so horrible. I was like, why can't I be a millionaire? Because I would in a split second give you whatever you need. That's in me to do that. Like I would definitely do that without thinking twice. And I'm like, but I'm broke too. Darn it. I can't. I want it so bad.
I think one of the things that was interesting about that is this is somebody who would never post on Facebook and Instagram that they needed help. This is like, and I'm gonna knock on wood right now. I would never post on Facebook and Instagram saying I need help and please can you give me some money? And that's how I knew this was for real. Right. And by the way, this is someone who has spent their entire life helping other people. And they got into a bad space. They got into a bad place. And I was the same way, Rick. I was like, fuck, if I had the money, I would just be like, girl, take those posts down. I got you. I would just send her the fucking money. But you know what ended up happening? People were on there being like, this is how much I knew. It was so heart-wrenching for her. All of her friends on Facebook, not all of them, a lot of them were like, is this really you? You would never do this. I need somebody to have a conversation with you. And she's like, I don't have any power. I can't get on a FaceTime call. So then people
and I'm sorry, that is not a friend. Because if that was your friend, you would automatically just call them. Hey, are you okay?
What somebody did. That's what somebody else did and said to verify. So there's the part where people are unsure if that's her on Facebook. Because Cynthia, it would be like if I went on Facebook and wrote, it really is like this. If I were to go on Facebook and say, I'm having a really hard time. I don't have any electricity on right now. I don't have any money. Can you please go to my Venmo and send me some cash? I'm trying to raise enough money, blah, 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 to get my lights back on. First of
Right.
all,
I'm not going to send you a text. I'm not going to send you another message on Facebook. I'm going to call you.
I know, but
I'm
you
going to call you
can't reach
directly.
her because her phone is not working. That's the problem she's having. So I understand why people on Facebook are freaking the fuck out because they don't think because I don't think anyone believed that I would do that. So that's number one. And then you can't really call me because they don't have any electricity. You know what I mean? So she took a moment to post on Facebook and Instagram so that she could get some help. And so people are all like, is this really her? I need somebody to do a FaceTime to check. Somebody hacked her account. And I'm like, oh my God. And I know that that's her Venmo. I know that that's her. You know what I mean? Like,
And I don't even know her super well, but just from little key things she wrote, I knew it was her. I didn't question it. I knew it was her.
but I understand why people, you know what I mean? Said like, I know what you're saying, but I know why somebody questioned it because it's something that no one would ever expect. You would never expect me to do. Cynthia, if I wrote that on Facebook, I hope you would question it because you would. You'd be like, wait, why didn't Carmen call me first? You know what I mean? Like, what is happening? Like, but I think that's kind of the thing. It's like, and I know, Rick, I agree with you. I mean, it's one of my pet peeves. I wish I had enough money because I would have been like, take that shit down. I got you. Take it down. But it's money. No one should be without fucking electricity in this country. Nobody should be homeless in this fucking country. Nobody should be suffering this badly. I don't give a fuck. And this idea that people are lazy or that that's not what it is either. We fall on hard times. Things happen. Things are extremely expensive. Medical care. We are all one paycheck away from being homeless. I don't give a fuck who you are. Unless you are Elon Musk or all these other people who got money. Everybody, I have clients who have lots of money who freaked out because they lost $500,000 and are now not going to hire somebody that we need to hire because they're so afraid of the market. That's somebody who has money, not me money. You know what I mean? And they're freaking out. And so, because they have a family, you know, and they have to help people and they take care of people. And it's like, so what do you think the rest of us are doing?
Another pet peeve I have is people that say, oh yeah, me too. I live paycheck to paycheck. The next day be like, check out my new shoes. Ain't they cool? I'm like,
No.
come to me with no paycheck. All I buy is food. That's it. And what you mean you live in paycheck to paycheck?
I know. Okay. I feel a little guilty there because I do live paycheck to paycheck. I just don't have children or anyone to take care of. And so I am, going to go get my hair done soon. No, I agree with you. I think it's also people who cry poverty and use money unwisely. You know what I mean? So I agree with you. I actually do have to get my hair done, but if you've noticed, I haven't. So because I know, I mean, the market is volatile, and I also know two of my clients who lost their homes are not going to be able to keep paying us. They lost them during the fires, so I already know things are about to get tight too. But that's what I mean. Like, will I be okay for a couple months? Sure, but after that. And what am I going to do about my housekeeper and my Botox?
Get out that T-shirt.
No, I already.
Plastic bags.
Here's the thing, though. I already told her. That after June I couldn't have her anymore. She does know, but that's what you do. You try to set yourself up. Oh my God, it's such a depressing. It was supposed to be funny.
Or laughing at least. Laughing in her misery.
I know. I just hope that our friend got what she needed. I think everyone pulled together and helped her out. So I hope she got everything she needed and that she's okay. And what a tough situation to be in. But I think that's probably one of my biggest pet peeves for this country is we have an idea of what homelessness is. We have an idea of what poverty is. We have an idea of what need is. And I'm sorry, in this country, in this great country of ours, no one should ever be in that situation. Really, no, we have so much. We really should not ever be. And that's not about laziness. That's not about pull yourself up by your bootstraps. It's not about fucking socialism. It's about this country has so much abundance. And if we were kind and lovely to each other, and if we were people who really cared about each other as neighbors, we wouldn't look at a homeless person and just assume that they deserve to be there.
Right. I mean, have these people even talked to them? I mean, I just did it once where we was a bunch of church people. We went one night and just talked to homeless people. And that changed me. It really did. It's like, wow. Some of these people, some of them, yes, they're a little mentally, and so you kind of understand why they're in a situation. Some of them just fell on hard times and they just couldn't get back on track, you know?
Can we explain the mentally thing? Though, can I give you a scenario? And I'm not really saying it for you. I'm saying it for other people because that's one of my pet peeves. Okay. So let me put it to you this way. So the other day I actually did a TikTok about it. I went to the grocery store and I bought a bottle of wine, and then I bought like a smaller bottle of wine. Like there's these cute little, I'd show it to you, but I already drank it. It's like a little one. You can just get like 2 glasses. I've never seen like a mini wine bottle. You know what I'm talking about? So I did a TikTok about it and I was cracking up. And so I was just having a day. So I was like, I'm going to have a glass of wine or whatever. But anyways, so I have a glass of wine because I had a tough day. So can you imagine if I was homeless and on the street having a really tough bunch of days strung together and couldn't find my way to a place where I could get help? Or maybe I did go to the shelter, and when I got to the shelter, I got harassed by some guy who was drunk and all handsy or whatever, because if you've ever been to a homeless shelter, it's not like you all have your own private rooms. Okay. Or maybe when I went to go get help, SNAP benefits or welfare benefits or something just to try to get me out of the situation I'm in. Because actually what happened to me was I had a medical surgery thing that happened. And then at the same time, my husband died. And when he died, I didn't get any of his Social Security benefits because of a little snafu in the system that said I didn't get to earn them. And then I got into a medical dilemma. And then, oh, by the way, I ended up not being able to pay the rent because I was a caretaker while my husband was alive dealing with cancer or whatever. And so I lost my job. I'm just spitballing possibilities here of stories I know have happened, we've all heard, but that's how it happens. It doesn't mean that that person wasn't a valuable human being with ideas and a heart and passions. But when things go bad, they can go very, very bad. And then you end up in a shelter. You end up trying to get help. It gets harder and harder. It is actually easier, especially if you live in California. I can't say the same for Vermont or Boston, but if you live in California, it is so much easier to sleep on that beach with the beautiful sky at night, with the waves rolling, with your glass of wine that maybe you bought with some money you panhandled because you've had a bad day. You see where I'm going with this? You see how easy it is to become an alcoholic or to become someone who's constantly trying to just rid yourself of the pain that you're in by drinking. But I'm not advocating for it. I'm not saying this is what should happen. I'm saying there, but for the grace of God, go, I motherfucking bitches, stop being an ass to homeless people. And Rick, what you said, see people for who they are.
Yeah. I bet so many of them probably say to themselves, how did I even get here? I can't believe this. How did I get here?
All of them say that. And, drugs is the easiest way I just told you, I drank a little mini bottle of wine because I had a hard day. I can't imagine what it would be like. Okay, so maybe somebody gives you a $10 bill or something, when you're panhandling, maybe whatever, you get like 20. I don't know how much people make panhandling, but maybe it's enough to like get you food. But why get food when you can get high and not think about it anymore? But we all want to be so moralistic, right? We all want to be like, but I would, you know what? What's $10 going to get you? $10 ain't going to get you an apartment.
Mm-mm. You have so little pleasure as it is, so
that's what
why
I'm
not?
saying. Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, we keep talking about pet peeves, but my pet peeve is us being heartless and unkind, but then saying that we would be. Like saying,
Right, yeah.
I would help anybody. Really? Really?
Those are the same ones that say, I got you.
I got you. I'm here for you. I will support you by subscribing to your Substack or your YouTube channel. I got you, Carmen. I got you. Exactly. Yeah. Pet peeves about your neighbors? Yeah, I'm not going to waste my time on them.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
How about traveling? Pet peeves about
Do you
traveling.
have a pet? Bed bugs?
That is number one.
Number one, bed bugs. That's funny. What's your pet peeve about traveling?
Not being at the airport on time. I hate rushing.
Who wouldn't be at the airport on time? Oh, I'm always on time at the airport.
Oh, I always have to tell people that our flight leaves about a half hour to an hour earlier than what it does so that we can get there on time and have enough time to relax.
Are we, when we're talking about people, are the people we're talking about one? And we bring it full circle. So funny. Oh, yeah. There's a woman on TikTok who, I forget what her name is, but I follow her on TikTok, and she goes up to random people and asks them questions, and she'll say things, and she's black. She's a black woman. And what she's actually asking them is questions to see if they know anything about being black.
Oh,
and she'll go up to black people and ask them, and she'll be like, what?
That's Lexi, yeah, Soul School. Yeah, that's Lexi.
Soul School. It's so funny. So she'll go up and ask them, like, if I say I'm 20 minutes away, what time am I going to get there? Of course, the answer is like an hour and a half. Right? That's the answer. So she does all those.
I saw her one time, and she was asking a white girl, and she knew all the answers. She goes, she's invited to the barbecue.
Yeah. No,
she goes, you sure you weren't black in your previous life?
Right. She has an extra points and stuff. Right. Well, my favorite one, because it really is really distinct, is like, she'll be like, God is good. And white people always say, God is great.
Yeah.
The answer is all the time, right? So God is good all the time. God is good. It's so funny. Yeah. It always cracks me up.
I crack up too. And she's like, who is Booba the Fool?
Not me.
I don't know. But then the black people are like, that ain't me.
People don't understand mom and them. Do you guys get what mom and them is? It's mom and them. So when she says who's mom and them, everyone's like, what? I don't know. It's like mom and them. So it's anybody. It's all anybody, the mailman, anybody who's in the room at the time, mom and them. It's so funny because what a smart, interesting TikTok. Brilliant. And I didn't know you guys followed her. Okay, good. Yeah. Thank you so much. That was so much fun. Thank you so much for being in the private lounge. And remember, at the end of the day, I should do a little bit of promoting ourselves, huh? Yeah. So we are on YouTube. You can find it under my name, which is Carmen Lisette. You can also try to Google it, All About the Joy, but I don't think it comes up under YouTube there. But you can also go to aatjoy.com to find all of our links. Please also come and check us out on Friday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, where we have our live show, and anyone can come and join in the chat. And sometimes we'll have you come on if you have time. We had a great show last week with somebody. Where was he from? I forget.
Maslam from England, Michael, but I'm so used to calling him Maslam. That's always how he.
Yeah, but he was from Turkey.
He's originally from Turkey. Yeah,
he's originally from Turkey. It was really nice, and he came on, and that was really fun. And Brian joined us too, and that was a great time. So yeah, check us out on Friday night. We're looking forward to seeing you there, and that's it. But remember, at the end of the day, it really is all
All
about
about the
the
joy.
joy. Bye, everyone. Good night. Bye. Thanks for stopping by All About the Joy. Be better and stay beautiful, folks. Have a sweet day.